Shalom. This is Yahawah with the GMS Dallas camp. First off, I want to give all praise to Yahawah, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And salutations to the Hakim scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, keeping his word in truth and sincerity. Yeah, I just wanted to go into Isaiah chapter 2. I took a glance at it, and I decided to do a video on it. Just pretty much breaking down, I guess you can say breaking down, but, pretty much just going over it, because there's going to be a time, once all this bullshit is over, once this hell, once we get through this hell, and the Most High comes back, Yahawashi comes back, and puts his enemies under his, puts them as his footstool. There's going to be a time, when the 2/3 are done, are destroyed, along with these, along with a lot of people in America, everybody in America, them nuclear thermal missiles, are gonna touch down over here and then destroy this place. And then many nations are going to be put into subjection through, by Yahawashi, like in that, like in 2nd Ezra chapter 2, starting at verse 40, man. He wore many crowns. Those are them crowns. Those are from other nations, man. In order for you to be able to rule, you gotta, take down anybody who's ruling at that time. Like it says in the, like Yahawashi said, How can one spoil the strong man, or how do you take one's spoil, or how can one spoil the strong man if the as a matter of fact, I don't want to misquote it. I can't remember where it's at, but here we go. Right, this is Mark chapter 3. Verse 27, right? No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his goods. That strong man being Esau, or these other nations, whoever is still standing at that time when Yahawashi comes back and America is destroyed. Hey, Yahawashi's got, he can't spoil the goods unless he's buying the strong man. And then once he binds the strong man, then he can enter into the house and spoil them, pretty much going into how, we're going to take everything back. Take all their possessions, they women, and things of that matter. But go back to Isaiah chapter 2. Oh yeah, but the point I was trying to make is that, there's going to be, after all that, the kingdom's going to be established, man, and these other nations are going to be subject to us, and including these Edomites. They going to serve hardcore captivity, and the other nations, the heathen nations, man, they gonna after that 1,000-year period, man, they're gonna have their own little thing going on, so to speak. They're gonna have their, be in their own land and doing their own thing, but they still gonna be giving tribute to us, and then the Edomites are gonna be destroyed completely, off the face of the earth, for all the wickedness and all the abominations and everything that they've done to our people and to the earth and to the other nations, to just their existence. They're just a parasite. Everywhere they go, they just, cling onto the host and kill it slowly, and then once it dies, and move on to the next, just like a parasite. But there's going to be a time when the nations are going to be under our footstool, under our foot, and be serving us, and they're going to learn our ways and learn how to worship, our power. I'm gonna start off might as well start at verse 1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, right? Verse 2, and it shall come to pass in the last days, that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And that's going to be that. The kingdom's going to be established. After after all that hell, after all, after the America's destroyed and all that, after all that, the kingdom's going to be established. And Israel is going to be brought back to the loins of the elect. Verse 3. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Man, yeah. And these people are going to go up, and they're going to be taught the way of Yahawashi. They're going to be worshiping our power. Just like they made us worship all their idols, and put us, Esau put us in his big ass delusion, our people in his big ass delusion, worshiping his idols and his gods, made of clay and stone and wood. These people, once all that, that's happening right now. But when the kingdom is established, man, they're gonna be, worshiping our God, man, our power. The true God, the true living God. Verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore, man. So ain't gonna be no more wars, man. They gonna beat their their swords into plowshares, man. They ain't gonna need to fight no more. Of course it's gonna be, certain times where Israel's gonna have to, they might, because the laws ain't gonna be written in them, in their inward parts like Israel. Israel's gonna have the law, statutes, and commands written in their inward parts, but not these other nations. So they gonna go off, but we gonna be there to put them, to judge them, to put them back in their place, so to speak. But at the end of the day, man, there ain't gonna be no wars or nothing like that going on today. Everything's gonna be in order, man. The earth is gonna be in a state that's gonna pretty much, it's gonna be in harmony with everything, with the people, with the trees, with the vibrations that everything's giving off. It's gonna be in order. Water's gonna be clean, sky's gonna be clean. Your food's not gonna have no feces in it, no GMOs. Your children are gonna be able to run around miles, go to visit other families, give them gifts. They're gonna be able to play with lions and different animals like that. That dread is gonna be put on them, back on them animals. Everything's gonna be in order, man, and we gonna be judging these nations. Verse 5. O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk in the light of the Lord. Verse 6. Therefore thou hast forsaken thy people, the house of Jacob, because they be replenished from the east, and are soothsayers like the Philistines, and they please themselves in the children of strangers, man. So they've gone off, and they were going off and wanting to be like the other nations, worshiping their idols, taking on their customs, becoming Hellenized, because you got a lot of Israelites, especially in Issachar, and probably in other tribes, in some other tribes, that these people don't know that they're Israelites. They've taken they become like the Philistines, or for example, and they please themselves in the children of strangers. Let's see. Their land also is full of silver and gold. Neither is there any end of the children full of horses. And their land also is full of idols. Yeah, well, that was pretty much the point. But hey, like it says in verse 8, their land is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made. And that's Israel. And the mean man bowed down, and the great man humbled himself. Therefore, forgive them not. Yeah, that was pretty much the point on that. But I just wanted to go into that. It's gonna be a time where these other nations, man, and they're gonna be, looking to worship our God, man, because they're gonna understand at that time that this is the better way to live life. Right now they don't know any better. Right now you got a Moab over there thinking that he's gonna be the next one to rule the earth. In his way. Shit, if that were to happen, God forbid it do, but If that were to happen, then everybody shit, there'd be dog on every restaurant's menu, cat, you know. And hey, they opened a human flesh eating flesh restaurant over there, man. You know, and hey, you can't have these, man. These heathens cannot rule. You know, they should never be allowed to rule this earth, man. Because if hey, any heathen other than Israel were to, you know, if anybody other than Israel were to rule, then the earth would just be in complete chaos, man. Just look at what the Edomites have done. Look at the condition that the earth is in because of this rulership. You know, and you see it every day, man. Hey, but it's not gonna be like that when Israel. If it wouldn't be this way if Israel was in the power seat, man. Everything would be in righteousness, you know. You know, well, you know, Israel went off in times when they were ruling, but when, you know, we're gonna be ruling in righteousness, you know, through the law, statutes, commandments of Yahawashi, you know, and these other nations, you know, they're gonna come out to the mountain Lord and say, hey, let's worship their God and learn His ways. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's, but you know, that's you know, that's in the kingdom, you know. But right now we gotta endure this hell, you know. Lord willing, brothers will edify. You know, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.